And welcome back to the Crypto Hulk Show. We got a deep dive. We got a great show lined up. It's just, I'm happy, and I know we have to wait, but it's like the information that I'm seeing, like, wow, the institutions are diving into this cryptocurrency. They're getting all set up, everybody. Like a month ago, because I got all this excitement and information I'm trying to tell you. Month and a half ago, I just kept seeing it started off stablecoin. It's like a horse that's galloping, right? Or a bunch of horses, 5,000 horses, and they're really far away and they're all coming straight at me. And then I start hearing some kind of a noise. And then as I listen closer and closer, the noise becomes more pronounced, like a 5,000 horses charging at me. But those words about 6 weeks ago were stable coins. Stella! Oh my God, I had to throw that one at the end. But that's what I was hearing 6 weeks ago with this fucking stablecoin shit. And then stablecoin. Everything's fucking stablecoins. I'm like, gosh. Everybody's getting set up with stablecoins. Now, you know what I'm seeing? It's a trend. I'm starting to see exchanges hooking up with banks. They're getting their license. Crypto exchanges are now selling securities. Pretty soon, on the stock market, look, I'm seeing it coming. It's all starting over again. This is the second wave. What I'm seeing now is the second wave is the exchanges hooking up with security. Crypto exchanges getting licensed to sell securities, or exchanges then hooking up with companies that already sell securities. Remember, you'd have 100 exchanges when all this started, and in the end, you'll have 10. I've been saying that for 5 years. This is what I'm seeing now. Exchanges getting into the mix. The stable coins are already starting to go. Everybody's coming out with every single fucking bank, this, that, JP Morgan. Everybody's going to have a stable coin. This is, it's encouraging. You know, we have to disregard price because remember, price is the manipulation tool. That's what you don't focus on is the price. On Crypto Hulk Show, we look at real world use case. I'm trying to show you this. I deep dive a lot and show connections. Like I just don't I'm not like any other program. These other programs will just read off news and this and that and stuff. I'll take an article and I'll sometimes daily dump in, it depends on the article, 20 minutes of research. It took me last night, nothing crazy amount, but like at least 2.5 hours to put the show together. Because I had to get one article and I deep dive different angles from it, find all the connections, then look for the next article. It's got to be important to me. I got to see in the news articles, I got to see how this is affecting the whole crypto space. And then I deep dive it and I look at different connections. Okay, now is that company working with them? And I do all this kind of shit to put together a show. But it's not a shit show. And so I'll leave it with that. My name is Crypto Hulk live stream. And don't follow anything on this program. I'm not a financial advisor, not a crypto advisor at all. Everything on the show is a lie. Before every show, I get under the influence of so many drugs. Like right now, I can't even think. I got heroin, cocaine, methamphetamine, Molly, mushrooms, LSD, 3 gallons of vodka, and I snort, inject any way I can get it in my system. So anything you've taken is financial advice. Every single show, disclaimers, every single show I've ever made. Oh man, super fucking high. Got it? Right here, cocaine and lemonade. There. Now, first 5 people to show up to the channel was MAB 1914, Terry Toole, back again. That's a name. It's been here a while. Crypto Greek, Thomas, Randolph, Michelle, MK_P. That's about the first 5. Check it out. Check it out. I'm going to need a little bit of help. A little bit of help ball. My channel is getting up to 1.4 million views per month. That's pretty good from a small little channel like I got. I'm trying to get to 70,000 people as subscribers. Not that all of them watch, they don't. But it's taken me 5 years. It's just unbelievable. You know the shit that I got to go through. My numbers now are about 620,000. They should be 1.67 million, but YT is playing games. I'd appreciate your help either getting a membership. Look, they wiped out 55% of my viewership. So we know we're getting close. I'm seeing it in my numbers. They're doing some shit to the channel. I'm going to keep being me, though. That's how I'm going to do. I'm going to keep deep diving. I would appreciate people that don't donate. If you could, that'd be great. If you can't, I understand. Here's what I need you to do then. Every single show, comment in there. Try to put some kind of comments in there, like whatever, even if it's one sentence, or you can put, I hate leaving comments. Whatever you want to do. Or YT sucks, Big D. I mean, do some shit like that, for real. Use the YT platform to express your frustration. This YT platform sucks. Put it in my comments. I don't care. I need you to put stuff in there because they're fucking with the show. And that's for show. I know it's because my show's real. I have to produce a real content for you that no other channel has. After the show, put the same comments in there. YT sucks, Big D, whatever you want to put. That's fine with me. I don't have a problem with that. YT is the biggest garbage platform on the planet. I totally agree. You can put that right in there too. Next, like this program, save it to your favorites. Okay, so like every show, save it to your favorites. Next, I need you to share this program. These are all things that will definitely help the channel. I need people that if you're just watching and you're totally dirt broke, poor, and you can't do shit, at least do this for the channel to help other people. I'd appreciate it. Make it every time you watch my show, do this right here. Share the program with anybody you could imagine. Share it to your own self. If you could share 5 or 10 programs a day to your own email, I'd appreciate that. And we're doing this to remind yourself to watch the show again, not to manipulate any kind of algo, and I can't say rhythm. We're not here to do any of that. Oh, far be it beyond me to suggest anything about manipulation, especially when YT chops my channel down 55%. Lastly, make a playlist of 8 videos, and while you're at home, just let it run for 8 hours a day. Actually, you can just sit there and watch it for 8 hours. Now, some of you will be like, oh, fine, I'll just go to the mute button in the bottom left corner of my screen on YT and hit it. No, they'll know. So what you do is you hit the mute button on this only when, like if the phone rings and you don't want to have people hear my show, hit the mute button on here, not on YT, because they'll know what you're doing. I get notifications from YT about people that they believe are manipulating. Trust me, I get the emails and who they are. Don't do that. So set up the 8-hour video. If you happen to get a phone call, touch the mute button here, push it all the way down, whatever. Not from the YT application on the computer or your phone or whatever, okay? All righty. Now we got that work stuff done. Let's get into some articles. Starting right off with JP Morgan. There we go. One of the biggest investment firms in the entire world. Not a big deal, Crypto Hulk, right? I'm telling you. Now all of a sudden, JP Morgan's going to give a green light so they can sell crypto. We can call it Bitcoin. Old school crypto says, I have a big D for white. Oh my God, these people on my show are too much. Okay, come on. Quit distracting Crypto Hulk. JP Morgan, CEO Jamie Dimon. Now, this guy used to say he's never going to have Bitcoin. This is the same guy a few years ago says he will fire anybody in his organization talking about Bitcoin, this, that. You know what? I'll bet you they were all buying it up. All like 10 years ago, 5 years ago. When I got into crypto 5 years ago, I think Bitcoin's around $12,000. Somewhere around there. And I heard the stories then about Jamie Dimon trying to get people, their employees fired for Bitcoin. So he must have been buying it about 10 years ago, these kinds of things or more, because 5 years ago, I heard the stories about JP Morgan threatening to fire people and stuff. That was 5 years ago. So he had to have been buying before then. So I wonder what the price of Bitcoin, maybe somebody can look that up. Bitcoin price, 2015. I wonder what it was, $1,000 or something. All right. JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon says the bank will let clients buy Bitcoin. Oh, everybody, we're getting there a green light, okay? They got to start with Bitcoin and Ethereum. You got to get those going. JP Morgan's CEO said clients can now buy Bitcoin, but he reiterated his long-held skepticism about cryptocurrencies. The move puts JP Morgan alongside other major banks such as Morgan Stanley, which already allows its financial advisors to pitch on some Bitcoin ETFs for eligible clients. So they're not having it for everybody. This is so fucking stupid. It's like with crypto, I'm showing you how it's going to go. If you don't get your cryptos right now, the good cryptos, eventually Bitcoin will be for anybody. You could be like a fucking drug addict strung out and buy Bitcoin at one of those grocery store machines or some shit. Good cryptos, they're not going to just allow anybody to buy. You're going to have to be like somebody who's rich, okay? Right now, if you don't got the money, get a loan, pay it off per month, whatever it is. Get the crypto that's good. We talk about it on this show. While JP Morgan will offer Bitcoin access, U.S. banks remain constrained by Federal Reserve rules restricting direct involvement with crypto firms. JP Morgan Chase is finally allowing clients to buy Bitcoin, but he claims he's a skeptic. We are going to allow you to buy it, Dimon said at the bank's annual investor day on Monday. We're not going to custody it. Oh, really? Well, I'll bet you I'm going to make a prediction right now. Crypto Hulk's going to make JP Morgan suppresses silver. Yeah, the silver markets, all that stuff. JP Morgan's been busted multiple times for manipulating markets. Notice how JP Morgan says they'll sell Bitcoin, but they're not going to custody it. We're going to get into that here in a minute, but they will custody the ISO cryptos. JP Morgan, all these banks, they're not going to custody dumb shit crypto. They will custody the good cryptos. Okay, you will see that. All the ISOs, this is my opinion, these banks are going to talk down all bad about crypto shit while they're still buying it and getting it all set up. They're talking it down. Crypto Hawk will make the guess that when everything is green light with the government, we have global crypto laws. The good cryptos are the ISO 20022s. The banks will custody those. You'll see. And people will look back years later and be like, how does this dude know all this stuff? It's just common sense. Look, it's common. That's why I watch my program. You should watch the program here, is because this program is based on common sense and evidence, okay? If you're a bank, you're going to want to sell all kinds of dumb shit for people. You don't want to get caught holding the bag with dumb shit crypto. So you're going to have to somehow keep away from that. But what you want to do is talk up the dumb shit crypto, talk down the good stuff while you're buying it, okay? While it's cheap. Right now, all the crypto prices are cheap. Consider that a gift, okay? But Crypto Hawk, the prices are so low. Exactly. Then buy up, man. What are you waiting for? The prices to go up? So look, when the prices of these crypto go up, you are priced out. Does that not make sense? Now is the time to get a loan or whatever it is and load up on cheap crypto and then take 8 months to pay it off like I do. That's what I'll do. I'll go in. And especially if I don't have any crypto, I'm going in and I'm spending 3 months worth of salary. And I bought one crypto, which was XRP. I didn't diversify it, but this is when I first started. I was brand new. I don't regret it at all. But I went in, took a loan out at one of those places where you get a loan, and got 3 months worth of salary into XRP. Don't regret it at all. It's the best thing I ever did. All right. I think somebody joined the membership here. Let me take a little look here. Now, some people are like, Crypto Hulk, maybe I don't want to join and be a member, but I do want to support the channel still. Then just, if you give like the $5 or $10, then just do that each month. Some people are like, I don't want, because YouTube will make some money off the memberships, and so does the government as far as tax. And some people are like, F the government and YT. Okay, well, in that case, just throw like $10 a month as a donation, and there you go. And if you don't have it again, hey, I understand, man. I've been there. Kirk Strauss, welcome to the 2024 Crypto Explosion. David, do you think that some of the ISO points will be switched before regulations? Thanks for that donation. Tax-free. Do I think some of the ISO points will be switched? I don't know what you mean. Coins? The coins will be switched? If you're talking coins, then yes, absolutely. I think there's some cryptos out there that will become ISO and be a part of the messaging program platform that they have. I just don't know which ones, but if they do, they'll be tied in. Anything to do with fucking Ripple. The DTCC, like any cryptos that go all the way up, they're going to be in. I don't care what they are now. If they're not right now, it doesn't matter. They're going to be in later. If you see evidence of a crypto that's working with Stellar, XDC, XRP, and then might be some other ones and stuff, there's a good chance they're going to be in on all this ISO stuff as well. Senor Rez in the house. Good morning, everyone. Okay, let's go back to the article here. JP Morgan. The decision makes a notable step for the largest bank. So Jamie Dimon just has a history of putting down crypto. He's been saying for years that it's used for drug trafficking and all these things. What? Okay. And then we got the government that shut it down for 4 years with Biden. So this is a good sign that banks are going into crypto. I'm going to end that particular article. But what I did is I typed in with Google AI, what is the Basel III start date? They keep changing that shit. Okay. And I was telling people, I really thought May, which is right now, would be a big month in crypto. Something massive would happen. And I still kind of have hopes that it would. I'm not saying we're going to be rich, but just something massive in crypto should have happened. I've been saying this for the past 2 years. One of the things I can't stop is when they change the dates on when they're going to release ISO 20022 shit. I can't stop all that. So 2 years ago, everything was different because the ISOs should have launched back in 2024 or whatever. See what I'm saying? So in 2023, when I was making a prediction that in May of this year, something really big should happen in crypto, they stopped all these things that they were going to end up doing with the timelines. So the Basel shit was supposed to be back in 2024. And then definitely everybody January 2025, and they pushed it all back, all the shit back. Sometimes 2027 and stuff. So it's like I can only, I'm not Zoltar. I've got your fortune. What I did is I typed in the Basel III start date and be like, can somebody tell me what is the date now? They changed it a 15th time or what? We're looking at here. July 1st, 2025. Generally, see, they can't give specifics. That's what I'm talking about. Generally, the implementation of Basel III is July 1st, 2025. That's in the United States and other places. But then you got United Kingdom talking about January 1st, 2027. Come on now. Come on, man. Come on, man. That shit ain't gonna, that's like light years down the road. Right here, the EU featured its finalization in June of 2024. So they were all done with the Basel. They studied all this. And they said they were, back in 2024, they had it all done. And then they're like, oh, January 1st, 2025, it's going to cut loose. And then they changed it to January 2026. So it's like, look, that's why you can't do dates. Okay. Now, it is showing here in the United States, July of 2025. They'll probably come for some reason and postpone that shit too. I don't know. But what we want to go over really quick is what is this Basel III stuff? And let me see if I got my notes. Morpho pay. I looked into that. Where? Give me a second. The Basel. Okay. What we got is, I don't have it here. I got it on one of my pages. Fuck. So I'm going to tell you by memory what it is. And that's like going to be kind of scary. I wish I had it here. What the hell? I was looking at this shit last night. Okay, it just fucking disappeared. Wonderful. Okay. I think I made it in my little short video, and then somewhere along the way, that video just disappeared. A little gremlin got on my computer and deleted it while I was sleeping. Okay. What I was going to show you that just somehow disappeared is that Basel III, if a bank is going to have like $1 million in Bitcoin kind of a thing, it needs to have 12.5 million in reserves. Okay. So the requirement is 1,250% for Bitcoin. for cryptocurrencies, Basel says, and I'm breaking it down from what I can remember because I don't have the article because it just somehow disappeared. It talks about a tier 1, and then there's tier 2. Tier 1 are all the solid cryptos that are backed, or it could be like considered cash, gold and shit, all the good, solid, the crypto that you don't have to worry about at all, come hell or high water, are tier 1. It's like all the banks going to carry them. They're not going to trip. They can sell it. They're not worried. Now, Bitcoin and these other dumb shit cryptos, they're going to be tier 2. That means a bank, if it has $1 million, it sells $1 million worth of Bitcoin. Now listen, this is why banks don't want to really get mixed up in selling Bitcoin or holding it. If banks, when banks sell $1 million worth of Bitcoin, let's say, or have it in some kind of fund or whatever, when Basel kicks in, that bank is going to have to hold $12.5 million for every one. Okay, so for every $1 of Bitcoin, the bank's going to have to hold $12.5. Now, let me tell you something. If the bank's going to sell $500 million worth of Bitcoin, oh shit, think of the numbers now. If a bank wants to sell $500 million worth of Bitcoin, it's got to have that times 12. So that's like, what, $6 billion in reserves? That shit ain't going to work, man. Are you seeing it? Now, if a bank wants to sell $500,000 worth of XRP, it really doesn't need to keep shit. Now, if you're a bank and you're going to make a profit on something, you want to sell shit that you don't have to have $6 billion sitting in a bank account, right? For a rainy day fund. That's just common sense. That's what Basel says. Basel, when it's implemented, I'm just letting you know, it's not fortune teller. It's the Basel III requirements. I don't have them. I did have them. I don't know what the fuck happened last night. Maybe I hit a button wrong or some shit. But it specifically says in there 1,250%. And that's for dumb shit crypto. So cryptos that are good, maybe they got to keep, I think, 2.5%. I could be wrong. I think it's 2.5% or something like that. That's all I need to keep. But with Bitcoin, 1,250%. I'm like, fuck. I don't think the banks are really going to want to have Bitcoin and shit. So that means the banks are going to have to, they're not going to, the government's not going to allow that shit. Oh, no. So what's going to happen is the banks are going to have to deal with some kind of crypto exchange outside of the bank itself. They're going to have to like refer you because this Bitcoin shit, it's like a really high-powered fan. You know, the big old fans that twirl and they make a lot of noise? Throw a bunch of shit in that fan and see what happens, right? It just sprays all over the place. Crypto Hawk, now that's starting to get a little bit kind of disgusting there. Well, that's Bitcoin, okay? When it hits the fan, it's going to be a disaster for a bank. They're not going to, the United States Federal Reserve will not, no, they're cleaning their hands off. And they're putting on raincoats and they've got an umbrella. And the banks aren't going to take any exposure to this Bitcoin shit. Not going to happen when Basel starts. So what we're seeing here is these little Bitcoin things and hee, and it's all good. There's not much exposure right now. But when this Basel III kicks in, these banks aren't fucking with that shit, okay? They're going to have to outsource it, and you're going to have to sign all kinds of waivers that you understand. It could go to zero and shit like that. Oh, it's going to get nasty. Because the banks, no one's having liability for that. ISO cryptos, everybody. If you're brand new, let me show you the page right now. I'm going to show you the link, or I'm going to give you a link to the page for brand new people where you can see the ISO cryptos. That ISO is a messaging standard, and these cryptos are in the they're compatible with the ISO 20022. You got XRP. You can buy all these at my sponsor, of course. I'm pretty sure most of them, except IOTA right now. You can buy XRP, Cardano. I don't want to. I'm not going to say on that. Quant, Algorand, Stellar, Hedera, IOTA, if you can find it somewhere on God's green earth, and then XDC. If you're brand new and you don't know about all this stuff, just now this is my opinion. I personally wouldn't touch Cardano. If you can find IOTA, get it. I don't know where the fuck it is. It's not on Caleb Brown. Everything else there, I'd say go ahead and get them, okay? So without going into all these details and stuff, if you're brand new and you're worried about Basel III and will my bank carry it or cut, like maybe you want to get the crypto somewhere and then later transfer it to your bank. Hey, look, I know we don't want the banks to hold it and da-da-da. Maybe in the end, we all got to do that. All right? Remember, you can't run. You can't hide. You're not going to live under the grid. I'm sorry. I was watching some video last night. It was about Dubai. There was a guy, one of those guys wearing the man dress and stuff with the hat or the scarf on his head and the man dress thing. And it was in United Arab Emirates, somewhere, I don't know where it was, but he was walking in different parts of Dubai and he's not holding the phone. He's not doing the microchip and the 666 in the hand and all that shit. I told you this is coming. He walks into different stores and he just does facial recognition and he buys shit. That's it, man. Like, this is where all this goes, this digital ID stuff. Ripple started all this back in 2014. They had wallets already 10 years ago. This guy from whatever country he's from in the Middle East literally walked into 5 or 10 different stores, bought shit, and never had a credit card or a phone. I don't think he had a microchip anywhere in his body. It was just facial recognition. He goes in there and he does this stuff. And the thing, he might have had to push a button to whatever it was, and he walked out the store with whatever he had. And I'm like, what the fuck? This is where we're going, everybody. I told you this. You want to get gasoline, you're trying to live under the grid. You got your big hat on and it's pulled over your face and you're talking really weird so the voice recognition can't figure out who you are. Guess what? You're going to have to peel that off and do a selfie, face only, not your butt, but you're going to have to do a selfie in the gas station to get fucking gas. The government's going to know. And what if you're on some kind of shit list, like I am with YT? I appreciate your help on my channel. Because I just keep it 100% real with zero fucks given, trusting you'll help support this channel. And in the future, that's how it's going to be. You're going to walk. It's all good. They're going to know everything, whether it's a thumbprint, palm print, front selfie, iris, whatever the fuck it is, voice recognition, all these things. This is where this goes. We go right here to the Basel thing. Like I'm telling you, I'm going to click out of that article and we're done. We're officially done with that article. But that's where this is going. Let's go to the next article here about Kraken crypto exchange. I want you to see it just like I'm telling you. Kraken is going to start selling securities. Now it's baby steps. Okay. It all starts with baby steps. People are going to freak the fuck out if this happens too fast. Look, we all know these older people in our lives. I tried to send an older person, I think it was like my landlord or something like that. Yeah, this person's old school, let me tell you. I had a landlord that was 70 years old. I think like 70. I moved out of this apartment complex a couple years back, but this old lady bought it. And I wanted to pay rent with Zelle. She goes to freaking the fuck out because she needs a check. And I'm like, a check? I'm like, what's a fucking check, right? Like, I've never written a check. Okay, maybe back in like 1986 or something, I wrote a check, right? So this lady is telling me that, and I had to do this fucking shit. I'm telling you, it was like fucking Fred Flintstone from the cartoon The Flintstones. I had to go to my fucking bank every month, get a check, mail that shit to this lady's Sierra Vista, wherever the fuck she lived. I forgot the city or whatever. And mail a fucking, I'm like, are you serious? She freaked out when I started talking about Zelle. Oh, I don't know. Zelle. Oh, what is that? And I'm like, you don't know what Zelle is? Like, where the fuck did you come from? So what they're doing with Kraken right here is you got to get the old people, and they're easing into it. Okay, that's what is going on. This is so clear what's going on. Kraken opening digital tokens of Apple, Tesla, Nvidia to people outside the United States. Now let's think about this. Why? You see what's going on? They're not letting Americans do this. They're starting off with people outside of the United States. I mean, shit, I could live outside of the United States and be able to do shit Americans can't do. This is really some fucked up shit. Kraken's new product. Notice it's called X stocks. Just coincidence, Crypto Hulk. Has nothing to do with XDC. Because that's what, well, never mind. X stocks will launch on the Solana blockchain and offer more than 50 tokenized stocks and ETFs. Ladies and gentlemen, are you seeing what's going on right here? This is like my little story rolling out Zelle to the 70-year-old person who's terrified of technology. I told the lady, her name was Laura. That's right. I'm like, Laura, it's Zelle. I could send you the money and you'd have it in like 5 seconds. Oh, I've got to have a check. Are you fucking serious? Like, what? Where do I get a check? That's why I literally kind of asked her. Do I have to go to the bank or something? Like, what are you talking about? Like, mail you a check every month? Yes! I'm like, wow, this is something else. This fucking old lady. Gosh, man. Like, what the fuck? Just uses Zelle. It shows up in your bank account that I paid the rent. Like, how is this fucking? I've got to have a check. No, you don't need a check. I was just shocked. This fucking lady was something else. So Kraken is rolling out not just cryptocurrencies anymore, 50 stocks. Now, notice they're doing this outside of the United States because Gary Gensler and Joe Biden fucked all this shit up. So everybody's terrified to do this stuff within the United States. See what happens? So Americans lose out because Elizabeth Warren, Maxine Waters, and these other fucking yahoos want to get all, oh, crypto's bad. And I'm like, wow, these stupid bitches. The guys are bitches too. I'm not just using that female term. Hey, guys now can be bitches. That's what the Democrats want, right? So guys can be girls or something. So guys are bitches too now. Kraken, once targeted by the SEC, is now capitalizing on friendlier conditions under the Trump-era crypto policy rollbacks. Kraken, a crypto exchange that has spent years in court battling charges under the Biden Democratic administration, brought by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission over its digital asset offerings, is going to now offer tokenized securities. Now, if you still are on my channel, which I find it amazing, and you're one of these people that don't believe in crypto. Oh, Crypto Hulk. I don't believe in that crypto mumbo jumbo. I just want to buy companies that have real bricks and buildings and shit. Okay, let me tell you something. You don't have to believe in crypto. I'm just letting you know, crypto is going to pass you by. And when everybody else gets rich, you don't have to believe it. You can sit there fucking broke, okay? It's your choice. It's a free choice you're going to make for being a fucking lame ass, okay? Kraken is starting off with 50 U.S. stocks and ETFs. It's like going into the cold water just up to your ankles. And then you'll wait a little bit, a minute or two. Then you go up to your knees. You wait a minute or two, and then you go up to your waist. Woohoo! There goes the Woodstock. What you got to just do is look, they're working it in slowly. So at first, people will be like, oh, shit, what is this? Kraken selling stocks that are cryptos? Oh, shit, cryptos are bad. People have been conditioned by watching the news. That's why I don't watch the news. I watch what they do's. You get it? There's a difference. I don't watch news. A lot of these people watch news. I watch what they do's. And what are they doing? They're getting hooked up with stocks. But it's crypto. That's where the SEC comes in, where you take a stock. Okay, when you buy a crypto, you're not buying ownership in a company. Now, crypto has different forms. When you buy one of these stocks, it's going to be in a crypto form. It's a security. So it depends on how you buy it, okay? If you buy gold, like I got around my neck, it could be jewelry. You could buy gold in a coin form. You could buy gold in a commodity form. You could go to the SEC and buy gold fund. Now it's a security. See what I mean? It's all different things. What you're seeing right now is the evolution of crypto is now going into traditional finance. Look at this right here. They're taking real stocks in the United States, but they're selling them so you can't get them. But you're getting stocks that are in crypto form, everybody. They're easing it into the system. There's going to be no shocks going on here. The 70-year-old landlord's not going to be freaking the fuck out. What are you doing? I need a check. All right. Now let's look through this. Let me just check really quickly here. Yeah, it's called X stocks. So that's all I'm going to say about that one right there. Let me back. Okay, now we're going to get into something with this article, and now we're going to drill down deep. I did a search. Let me show you. Let me give you the word search here. Let me do a copy and a paste. I wanted to find out who Kraken is working with to do this, okay? I just sent you the question right here. What fintech companies is backed a firm specializing in blockchain-based financial assets working with? Okay. Now that's the phrase that I used. I looked up how is Kraken doing this, and I did a search, like I said. Who is Kraken using to get this done? And it turns out it's a company called Backed. Backed, not Bakkt. This is Backed. Backed is a firm that specializes in blockchain-based financial assets. Now, what do we got going on? We got a crypto exchange, Kraken, hooks up with a company called Backed. See what we're doing now? I told you, you're going to have groups of like 7 or 10. That's how this future is going to be. You're not just going to have some lone solo crypto exchange. Kraken's going to hook up with this company, that one. They're going to handle that. You're going to have 5 or 10 companies. They all got to click up. Somebody's got to provide the banking. Somebody's got to provide the securities. Somebody's got to provide the commodities. Somebody's got to provide the crypto. Somebody's got to. That's how all this shit's going. And they're getting set up now. I want you to see this. They're starting off slow. Okay, nice and slow, so nothing gets fucked up, all right? So you got a company called Backed who's involved in this. Kraken, Backed partnered with Kraken. So it's the company called Backed partnered with Kraken. So that's how they're getting this done. And they launch something called X stocks, okay? Now there's a company called Etc. who's involved in this. Enor Securities, that's a Latin American company. I didn't have time to look them up. Enor. INX Chainlink is involved. Ta-da! That's a Ripple partner right there. Oh, Sonic. Then a company called Fort Lake. And then Morpho. So now we know that Kraken isn't doing this on their own. They're using a company called Backed. And the name that we all recognize of a crypto that we trust is Chainlink. And if we look right here, there's a Ripple page showing us that Chainlink is, in fact, a Ripple partner. So now we got one cryptocurrency that we know is helping Chainlink do this. And NVIDIA is working with Hedera. That's, I don't know where that article is coming from. So we got that Chainlink link there. Okay, now we've got another crypto. Let me give you the search phrase that I used. Looks like it might not allow me to. Okay, I asked, is Backed working with R3 Corda? Google AI comes back, yes. Backed appears to be a firm that specializes in blockchain-based financial assets and works with R3 Corda. Oh, man. Oh, man. Several sources indicate R3 Corda is used by financial institutions, making it a natural fit for a firm like Backed that focuses on blockchain. So now we know that Backed is working with R3 Corda. And if you're brand new, R3 Corda is working with the crypto XDC. So here's your evidence right here. I already showed you XDC is one of those ISO cryptos. Might want to consider getting that shit at 7 cents because Dryer Vent Solution Shop says it's at 7 cents. So We got Kraken coming out with securities. They're working with Chainlink to get this done. Chainlink provides oracles, which are the price. It'll relay price information like 5 times a second or whatever Chainlink does. Backed. Also, look, anytime you hear about stocks, bonds, and this and that, you're dealing with R3 Corda's platform and the Cordite Society platform called R3. And then you're dealing with the crypto XDC. There it is right there, the evidence. Yes, backed appears to be a firm. They work with R3 Corda. That's Google AI telling me this. I didn't have an actual article. So I will trust the judgment on this one to Google AI. I don't have an article, so it could be wrong, but I'm just saying what Google AI is showing us. And there is... That's the end of that one. Oh, here's the Basel 3 shit. Why is it all the way the fuck over there? Okay. I can't give you... Oh, okay. Let me try to give you the search phrase I used to find the Basel. There it is right there. According to Basel 3, here's what I typed in to get a result from Google AI. According to Basel 3 requirements, if a bank is to sell or hold Bitcoin, it must put how much into reserves? So I gave it a question. The question came back like a page of information. According to Basel 3 requirements, a bank to sell or hold Bitcoin, how much in reserves? If we go down to under the example section, if a bank holds $1 million in Bitcoin and the risk weighting is 1,250%, that means the bank's going to have to hold $12.5 million. That shit, these banks aren't going to hold Bitcoin, everybody. I'm just letting you know, okay? So this page here is really good. It breaks it down super easy. I knew I had it somewhere. But yeah, so every $1 million that a bank has of Bitcoin, they got to have 12 million in reserves. That's fucking nutso. That shit ain't, banks ain't going to do that. Now we're going on to the next article, the Chinese and gold. And now this is a deep dive. I'm going to speed this one up. Yeah, if you watch my program, you'll understand why crypto prices drop. So it's very clear why they drop. Dark pools are one of the biggest ones. I'm not getting into all that. It's all manipulation. That's why on my show, when prices drop, we love it. All righty, let's go. Would love to hear your opinion on XCN, says Chris Hetta. I haven't studied XCN, some kind of JP Morgan coin thing. I looked into it last night with some stuff. It's I don't really have a comment on it. I just didn't find enough information, and like I don't really have. If it was all that good, like here's the thing. If JP Morgan, if the XCN, which is what I think it is, the Onyx, I don't know what XCN is. Is that the JP Morgan one or Onyx coin, BlackRock? I think that's JPM. It's not Onyx. It's not BlackRock. It's anyhow, JP Morgan, listen to this. Now it's separate. JP Morgan is separate from the Onyx coin. It's hard to explain. It's because I was reading up on it last night with artificial intelligence, Google AI. the JPM coin and the Onyx, or JPM coin is called that, Onyx coin, whatever. They've gone through name changes and they work with Connexia and all these things. From what I understand, JP Morgan is trying to distance itself. Nobody provides custody for this JP coin. Like, nobody's providing custody for it. It's like an internal only JP Morgan coin. So, because I was asking Google AI, who's custodying this JP Morgan coin? And it says it doesn't have any. That JP Morgan doesn't have any custody for this coin. Like, custody provider. So I'm just like, well, I'm not fucking with it, because if they don't even want to back up their own coin, I'm not trying to buy it. All right. Now, maybe things change later. That's what I'm saying. Like, it could be like this today and something completely different tomorrow. So just from the information that I have, that's your JPM coin. All right. I'm not impressed right now. Because look, I'm not a fortune teller. I only invest in shit that I see evidence with. I don't have special inside information. So what I have to do is what a normal investor should do, is do your own research. So what I do is I research shit. And if I don't find information, I don't fucking buy it. I mean, it's just like that. Now, tomorrow, Onyx coin can go to $5 or $10. Great. You know what? I don't have a problem with that. I don't have evidence on certain coins. I don't have evidence that I found on certain stuff. So I'm a prudent investor. I invest only in shit that I'm comfortable with, that I understand based on the evidence that I find. If I don't find it, I don't invest in it. Now, if you found some stuff about whatever business, then great, awesome. Okay, I've said this for 5 years. I have this much crypto knowledge. That's what I've said for 5 years. I don't pretend to be anybody except some guy that knows about that much in crypto. All right. All right, let's get on with this shit. China. I'm going to speed this article up because I'm going to try to get through some news before show's over. Okay, look, I can't just read some article for like 1-2 minutes. We have to drill in and look at shit. That's what I do. That's what makes my show my show. And that's for show. I'll take an article, I'll tear it apart, look at how it works, how it's all put together. Sometimes, occasionally, we have to hit the bullshit meter. And then when I feel we've examined an article enough, then we go on to the next one. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to speed through 10 news articles in 10 minutes. I'm not trying to do that shit. That's for other channels. Now, what we got going on here is gold. Gold, I currently have more money in gold and silver than I do cryptocurrency. Okay, that's how I'm set up. Other people are different. I know whales that have $2 million worth of crypto and maybe $100,000 in gold. I'm just like, whoa, that's not the business, okay? But then again, they've got $2 million and I don't got shit. So that's how it works, right? China gold demand returns with a vengeance as bullion purchases. Okay, what China's trying to do, I got to speed this article up. Okay, China bought more gold. Says right here, China, in the second paragraph, China imported more gold last month. So that would be April 2025. China bought more gold in April 2025 than they had the whole previous year. Oh, shit. Yes, that is very important right there. Now, this article is really good. It talks about the People's Bank of China is issuing import quotas. Okay, let me explain that super fast. The Chinese government is forcing their banks to buy gold. Okay. The Chinese government is not allowing banks to get all these profits and go out buying Lambos and shit. Oh, no. The Chinese government is saying, hey, it's great. You made $1 million this year. Okay, you can take your $70,000 salary and the rest of it, you're buying gold. The bank's not going to tell the government, but we planned a family vacation this year. The government's like, well, that vacation is now canceled. You're buying gold. This is what's going on in China. While other countries, when the gold price starts going up or something or down, they get scared and something. No, China is not giving a fuck. They're saying you're buying that fucking gold. In 1 month, you're going to buy a 12-month supply of gold. Now, this should set off a warning, because what I'm showing you all is this. Gold, I've been telling you since 5 years ago. I said 5 years ago, I think gold's going to hit 10 to 12,000 bucks. I'm hoping I'm wrong and it hits 20,000 or 30. I don't know. I'm just saying. China, look, this is all going to gold-backed money. Now I'm just going to cut to the chase because I'm limited on time. If you read this article, it's from Kitco. So when I see Kitco, JM Bullion, stuff like that, yeah, they have an interest in selling gold and all kinds of metals. I understand that. I think this article is very accurate. We go down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 paragraphs. 7 paragraphs. Despite the 8% drawdown, like gold kind of dropped 8%. The Chinese held their fire, refusing to dump positions. That's not momentum chasing, that's conviction. What we're seeing here is this. Banks around the world and shit, they'll buy stuff. When they start seeing, oh, maybe it's going down in price, they'll sell off before it dumps, da-da-da-da. You know what? China's not doing that. They're on a mission. They're doing something secretly, not telling anybody. Kitco knows this. And I'm trying to show you that China is going to do something and back all their money with gold. They're trying, we already know they're going to try to de-dollarize, okay? Meaning China's going to try to get the United States dollar off the map. Go to the, let's see, where are we at? This article is kind of a bigger article. Okay, go under the second. Okay, there you got the picture of the gold, the picture of the graph, the next picture of the graph. Go to the paragraph that starts with this. The bottom line. So go to the paragraph here. It starts off the bottom line. Now here we go. You got to listen to this. The bottom line is that this is far more than a bounce. This is a reset. Are you hearing me? This is Kitco. This isn't a crypto channel. This is Kitco. They deal with gold. They don't deal with crypto and shit, right? Listen what they're saying. This is a reset. Oh, shit, Crypto Hulk. The physical bid from China, the clean slate in Western positioning, and the quietly persistent vol. Buyers all suggest one thing. The gold bull isn't dead. And the dragon, what? Now, they're talking about a reset and a dragon in the same paragraph, everybody. I'm just letting you know. And the dragon just hit the buy button again. Oh, man. They're talking about a reset and a dragon in the same paragraph, and we are not reading off a cryptocurrency news site. This is a gold website, okay? Nothing to do with crypto. Go to the paragraph that's from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 paragraphs from the bottom. And then we're done with this article. This is massive right here. As global power dynamics shift. So go to the paragraph that shows, as global power dynamics shift, China is steadily, this shows you right here, and I'm going to show you evidence. So this is all, they're buying all this gold, everybody, record numbers. They spent in 1 month what they spent in a whole year, 12 times. This is what you got to listen to with gold and the crypto. Here we go. China is steadily advancing a long-term financial strategy aimed at reshaping the international monetary order. This sounds kind of scary. China is trying to reshape the whole world, money. Central to its effort is a decisive move away from the US dollar, a currency that has dominated global trade reserves and finance for nearly 100 years. China is betting on a dual foundation, gold and the yuan. This is so fucking massive right now. Gold and the yuan, Y-U-A-N. Now, let me show you something here. If you're brand new, you will be completely shocked that I'm showing you this. Somebody wants me to send the link. Okay. There's the link for that article right there. When they start talking about a reset and a dragon in the same sentence, then they start talking about gold and the yuan in the next sentence or the one after. I just sent you a video I made. Go to the 36-second mark. Now it's going to get really fucking real, real quick. Watch right here. This gets intense. 36-second mark. What do you see right here? Well, CryptoHawk, it says Ripple China. Then it shows CNY. What is that, CryptoHawk? CN stands for China. It's a country code. Like US dollar is USD. US stands for United States. D stands for dollar. Look right here. CN. CN stands for China. Y is the yuan. We just read about the Y. It's called the Chinese yuan. CryptoHawk, this is dated 2013, November. What is all this? Ripple. Here's what no other channel knows. This is why I appreciate if you support the channel, get a membership. If you don't want to do that, pay for a membership fee and a donation. Spread this channel, playlist, do all that shit. I'd appreciate it since YouTube cut out 55, 60% of my viewership. What I'm showing you here is what no other channel on the internet has. Ripple China. Ripple went into China, hooked them up with a cryptocurrency. It's called the CNY. This happened 12 years ago. Is any other channel talking about this? No. On my short little video I made last night, I showed you the Ripple China timeline. I have a date here of 2014, but in the timeline, it's talking about 2013. 12 years ago. We've got Alipay, which is Alibaba, which is the biggest Chinese corporation for payments. And then you got Tenpay. That comes from Tencent. Everybody, I don't know if you know what I'm showing you here, but I'm showing you the biggest corporations in China are already hooked up with Ripple. We just got done reading an article on how China is going to have gold and the yuan. I've got evidence the article doesn't have showing you that they have a cryptocurrency called the yuan, and they're going to back it with gold. And I just showed you that China bought 12 months worth of gold all in April of 2025. They're making some big fucking moves real quick, okay? My channel is going to keep you ahead of all this, okay? That's why if you're brand new, go to Caleb Brown, my sponsor, and get the cryptos that I'm talking about here, the XDC, XRP. If you don't got any of them, split it up. Let's say you got $1,000. Then go to Caleb Brown and then do $333 of XDC, XRP, and XLM. Just at least do that. At least you got access to those three. Yeah, you only get maybe 150 XRP. Better than having none. Okay. I just showed you right there, like that article. I mean, this is amazing. Truly amazing. They're talking about the dragon and shit, and Yeah, it's coming. The gold people know something's coming. I like gold because I realize the value in it. The people that wrote that article, they don't know it's coming. Exactly. But when you watch Crypto Hulk Show, you get a better picture, a better understanding. And I bring the evidence showing how Ripple helped China hook up their crypto, everybody. They're backing it with gold right now is what they're doing. China's going to come out. You watch. There's going to be this big announcement. China's going to have the world's government's first gold-backed cryptocurrency. They're going to launch that thing. It's going to cause everybody to be terrified. You'll see. That's my opinion on what's going to happen. China's going to release the digital crypto that Ripple made for them, the yuan. And it's funny how no news organization, nobody knows this shit except us. That's why my channel is the most heavily shadow banned because nobody's putting out this information. What other channel knows this shit? Nobody. My channel is like a threat to the system. Charles Sharp, if there's a way to watch your show in Spanish, my friend was not sure. My program streams in Russian, and it has ever since Russia invaded Ukraine. So I'm allowing anybody that speaks Russian. My show is translated into Russian. So if you could speak Russian, but I'm not going to just switch it over to Spanish because there's like 180 languages and you can only pick one on YouTube. So the one I chose was Russian. So at least Ukrainians, because their country is getting blown the fuck up. But I chose to broadcast in Russian. So anybody that speaks Russian that might happen to be in Ukraine that's had their house blown up or some shit like that can at least learn about crypto and maybe come back and have some money if they lost everything. So anyway, I'm getting off that subject. Jason Schotch, thank you very much. Tax-free donation. That's awesome. Absolutely. Okay. That'll be it for today's program in the morning. I'll probably have a PM. Let me take a look here real quick. So, yeah, that'll be it. I'll see you all hopefully about 5:00 p.m. today, Pacific time, maybe 5:30. I don't quite know. I'm going to try to make a show. I'm not saying I will have one. If I could find a good crypto news articles and stuff, I'll definitely make a show. I'll see you then.